Can you hear me?
Yes, please proceed.
Excellent. This internet thing actually works. That is good. I've got a little bit of an echo. Okay, let's solve that. Well, good morning, everybody. Unfortunately, I could not be at AIS this time. I'm at another conference here in the Middle East. I wish I was there in Ghana. I've seen the list of people. I've seen the video. I see some old friends and acquaintances amongst everybody. So I'm John Crain. I'm ICANN's Chief Technology Officer, and like Hans Peter, I come from the RIPE NCC region. I think actually I met Hans Peter at that meeting he talked about 30 years ago in the NICF buildings of Amsterdam, many decades ago. And I moved over to ICANN in the beginning, and I remember well the formation of AFRINIC, and there were many people in that room there today who were, like me, a lot younger, maybe a lot less wise back then, 25 plus years ago when we were first formulating this organization. Now, AFRINIC, as we all know, and we've heard from many speakers here, has been through some tests and tribulations. It's had, to put it bluntly, a fairly rough few years ahead of them, behind them, sorry. And, only recently have they managed to have a successful election and put a board back in place. And congratulations on that. I'm so happy to be able to say that we can now talk to the AFRINIC board because for many years that has not been in place. So I've been following the events in Mauritius and across Africa as this has been happening. Many of us speakers have talked about all the court cases, the loss of quorum of a board, the lack of a CEO, many problems that I think most organizations would not recover from. But today we see an AFRINIC with a board and hopefully soon with a CEO or an interim CEO in place. And the future is looking a little brighter. Like everybody else, I cannot give enough credit to the staff. I got to visit them a couple of times on island during this period, and kudos and many thanks to the staff members who went to work every day and kept working for AFRINIC. I don't think it can be said enough. They too have been through a very rough time, and if you're there with them, give them a hug, give them some support because it's well deserved. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of discussion about what went wrong, why it went wrong, and there should be. We need to go and get our lessons learned. The AFRINIC board with the staff and with the members need to go and find out what exactly went wrong. How can we improve the governance by learning lessons from the things that went wrong? I mean, in my humble opinion, a lot of the problems really started with the loss of a board and a loss of the ability of the organization to represent itself legally. There have been many court cases in Mauritius, and there are still some outstanding. While AFRINIC has been through a storm, the storm is not quite over yet. And now with a board, the organization hopefully will be able to defend itself. Now, ICANN has been taking a very neutral position as far as all the court cases are concerned. We have a lot of respect for the process of law. As many of you may know, that we did file in one court case around the dissolution of the AFRINIC entity. We do not believe that is for the good of the internet or in Africa or anywhere. Those cases are still open. There will still be other things. I think the board indeed has a lot of work ahead of them. And I just want to say that, ICANN is an organization that is built on having a secure and stable ecosystem for the identifiers, of which, of course, IP addresses and autonomous system numbers are just two, that we will be here to help and to collaborate with you as you rebuild this organization. I think it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to require a hard look at what things need to be repaired. And it's going to need a lot of discussion and conversations with the members and with the wider society and the users of the internet in AFRINIC. And I like to think that the board that has been put in place is well positioned for that. I've been listening to some of the, what is the word I should use? Robust discussions that have been happening just prior to this. And I hope that those continue, because robust discussion and then coming to consensus, as the prof said, are very important. And if we can continue to have those discussions and we can have them in a respectful way with each other, and we can come to consensus on what the future of AFRINIC looks like, with the voices of everybody being heard, then we are in a very healthy position. Still a long way to go. We're not quite finished yet, and I'm sure all of the board members are very well aware of this as they've taken on this position, and we should thank them for putting themselves forward to actually serve the African community in AFRINIC. I think we should really thank them all for that. And I look forward to seeing how they move forward over the next months and years. And as I said, we will be there to collaborate and help them with this in any way we can. I'll leave it at that because I know we're behind time. And thank you very much. Once again, all the staff, you're heroes. Thank you very much. And to the new board members, welcome aboard, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you so much, Mr. John Crain. Now, if he leaves it at that, we have caught up with time. If there are any burning questions,